the most iconic piece of gym equipment ever. I mean, many of you are much more historian buffs than I am, but you know, obviously this whole gym equipment era has come about because of Nautilus. Nautilus is the one that really started it, you know, universal, whatever, similar time frame. But Nautilus is the one that really came out with those original cams and designs, and really started this evolution of gym equipment that continues to today, which is pretty cool. I'm just going to show you a closer in-depth look today at my Nautilus first generation aluminum cam pullover. So there's tons of Nautilus pullovers. I've owned many of them. A couple of them that I haven't owned. I've never owned the Nautilus Duo Poly, you know, the unilateral. It's a cool machine, but I don't think it compares to the Medex pullover. So, I mean, you can own it for historic purposes, for nostalgic purposes, but functionally, the Medex pullover is a much better machine, unilateral. You know, I haven't actually owned the Nautilus Spider Cam. I've used it. Decent machine, but I personally prefer the aluminum cam over it, and I'm going to show you why. One machine that Nautilus version I haven't tried. I'd love to try or own the Time Machine version of the Nautilus pullover. Looks really, really cool. So there's a YouTube short on my channel about this machine, but this is the Nautilus aluminum cam pullover. They're harder to find than they used to be, and they're kind of crazy, outrageous price. I was very fortunate to find this kind of before this whole rage. You know, one of the things with my gym that I've been fortunate is I've gotten a lot of these cool pieces before it became in vogue. So the prices weren't crazy. Nowadays, like, I probably wouldn't be able to have what I have, or I would choose not to, even if I can afford it. I'm not paying like $7,000-8,000 new for one of these. I'm just not. I mean, there isn't really a piece of gym equipment I would pay that much for. But some people are willing to fork out that money. That's cool. A lot of you guys are gym owners. You can write this stuff off. This is all out of my personal account. There's no business account. So those of you home gym owners know what that's like. Your approach to buying equipment is much different than, you know, people that own a gym. It's just a really cool piece. Like the cam is fantastic on this. Now what I've done, as you'll see, is I've added these handles. These handles here, you can kind of see, really just enhance this piece. As you've seen probably in some of my other videos, like I've added this same handle to just about every other pullover I own, because it's just a phenomenal stimulation. Like when you do a pullover, you know, this is an ideal grip, or this is an ideal grip, or sometimes neutral. Like this is not really ideal. A lot of the pullovers are like that. You know, I had the hammer pullover. It's okay. It's just not, it's not great. You want to be able to grip it in a way that's going to stimulate your lats optimally, which honestly I feel is the semi-supinated or semi-pronated. So honestly, this modification just totally, completely enhances this machine. I'm showing you kind of the semi-supinated to the semi-pronated to the traditional pronated grip that comes with the with the machine. But I was just floored because I just did this to try it out. I mean, you got to have some guts to do this on a first generation pullover without ever even trying it. So I literally had an idea that this would be good, and it was absolutely phenomenal. So it kind of slightly lengthens the arc of motion, but just it's a direct freaking hit to the lats. And I find there tends to be less tricep involvement. You're getting some triceps anyways, but there's less tricep. You can see from this angle here, the semi-supinated. It just totally enhances. So then you can actually turn your hands around, and you're doing semi-pronated. So these handles that I've added, like I said, it slightly lengthens the arc of excursion of the machine. So I actually get a better stretch, and I feel like a better contraction. I kind of place them right where it would fit. The cool thing with this machine in general is just the handle placement. I love the semi-pronated handles that come with this. And it's just, for me, it's the perfect arc of excursion. Some of the other Nautilus pullovers, you know, they're made for huge guys. I'm a decent sized guy, but I find this is perfect because it's a really tight arc of rotation compared to, say, like the hammer pullover, like I mentioned earlier. It's not bad, the hammer pullover, but it's just, I mean, once you use this versus the hammer pullover, it's a night and day difference. So this, is the handle that comes with the machine. Just a fantastic grip. You know, obviously the challenge sometimes depends on your arm length. You want to be able to have your elbows against the pad in addition to having your hands on the handle. It just enhances it. But this is just a phenomenal piece. I wish there was a slight more taper at the end. That's what I kind of miss. I kind of try to figure out scheming ways of which I can modify that. Just isn't any way I can modify this to change that. But it's very, very smooth with the chain. I know some people have converted it to cable. I was going to do that, but I kind of just like the chain anyways. I don't know if it would really enhance it that much as far as friction if I convert it to cable. So to review, you know, it's the quintessential gym equipment piece. It really is. The problem is you can't adjust the seat, so your height, my height is perfect for it, about 6'1". It's just a perfect for me, but you know, there are people that have modified this that have put an adjustable seat. You know, if you have a gym or whatever, I understand that. It's not really worth the time for me. If this tapered a little bit more at the end, it would be absolutely perfect. As is, the strength curve is very, very even. The problem with the spider cam, those of you that have used it, it's harder at contraction. It's harder to get a peak contraction. It's just the way the cam is, it's too hard at peak contraction. So it's cool to own as a vintage nostalgic piece, but functionally the aluminum cam is better than the spider cam. This is my opinion. You guys can have your own opinion. And I personally, as I'll show you, love my 2ST Nautilus pullover more than any selectorized chain-driven pullover. I've owned almost all of them. The belt-driven 2ST is a much better piece. Anyways, I'm getting ready to review all my pullovers soon. I've got one pullover I'm trying to make a modification on first, and then I'll review all 10 or 11 of them and give you my opinion. So appreciate your time, support. Like, comment, subscribe below. Tell me what you guys think. Have an awesome day.